Alex Eala books round of 16 berth at Hong Kong Open. Filipina tennis star Alex Eala has officially booked her ticket to the round of 16 of the WTA 250 Hong Kong Open after world number 79 Katie Boulter retired in the second set, with Eala ahead 6-4, 2-1 on Tuesday. Though it wasn't the way Eala hoped to clinch the victory, especially after her strong and spirited start, the result stands, sending her through to the next round of the Hong Kong Open. In front of a lively Filipino-packed crowd at Victoria Park Tennis Stadium, Eala and Boulter delivered the day's final center court match with intensity and excitement from the opening rally. Composed youngster Eala struck first in the opening set, but Boulter quickly found ways to respond. The two exchanged powerful ground strokes in a series of intense rallies, bringing the score to an even 2-2. From there, the 20-year-old Eala built strong momentum and showed impressive unwavering composure, confidently breaking serve in the sixth game to decisively pull ahead 4-2 in control. Still, experience came into play as the 29-year-old former world number 23 displayed her trademark veteran poise and control, breaking Eala right back in the seventh game to tie things up at 4-4. After reclaiming the lead at 5-4, Eala faced pressure as Boulter had two chances to level the set on her serve. But the Filipina held firm, converting her second break point after 4 deuces to secure the opening set. On to the next. Boulter opened the second set with intensity, breaking Eala for the second time in the match to grab a 1-0 advantage. Eala, however, immediately answered back with a break of her own to even the score. Soon after regaining the lead at 2-1, Boulter called for her physio and ultimately decided she could not continue. It was an unfortunate end to the Britain's campaign, especially after reaching the tournament finals just last year. For Eala, the result served as a timely confidence boost, bouncing back from her first-round doubles exit on Monday alongside Chen Haoqing of Chinese Taipei. Now holding a career-high world ranking of number 51, Eala will have a day to rest before returning to the court on Thursday, where she will meet a familiar face, third-seeded 19-year-old Victoria Mboko of Canada. It promises to be a challenging matchup, as Mboko, ranked number 21, has recently surpassed Leylah Fernandez, number 22, to become Canada's highest-ranked female player. Dive deeper into the issues that affect your community. Follow Republic Asia on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for in-depth analysis, fresh perspectives, and the stories that shape your daily life. The late afternoon in Hong Kong carried the kind of humidity that makes every ball feel heavier, every sprint a small negotiation between lungs and will. Under the glow of stadium lights, Eala moved like someone trying to balance two things at once: the bright, sharp hunger of a rising player and the calm smile of a young woman who's learned to love the grind. When the scoreboard read 6-4, 2-1 and Katie Boulter was unable to continue, the result on paper was simple. What it announced to the crowd, and to Eala, was far richer: a ticket punched to the round of 16 and another small, stubborn step up the mountain. Women's Tennis Association +1. There is an odd intimacy to matches won by retirement. They lack the final point that crystallizes the drama, the last sprint or smash that becomes a fan's memory. Instead, they leave behind a soft, complicated residue: relief, concern for the opponent, and in equal measure a strange, humble satisfaction. For Eala, who had grabbed the first set and opened the second with a 2-1 lead, it was a reminder of sport's fragile architecture, how in an instant the story of a match can change shape. She took the victory with the graciousness many champions learn early, grateful for the chance, mindful of the opponent's pain. Tennis World USA. To watch Alex on court is to watch someone at work, not at spectacle. Her game leans on timing and intelligence rather than pure power. She constructs points like a player sketching a map before the first step. There's a patience to her slices and a polite cruelty to her forehand angles, the kind of tennis that compels you not by thunder but by inevitability. In Hong Kong this season, that style translated into results that matter. Not just one match but momentum. The victory moved her deeper into the draw and hinted at a season that, for the Filipina, is quietly turning significant. ABS-CBN. What the scoreboard cannot show is the small human moments. The encouraging tap of the coach at the back of the court between points, the way Eala picked up a stray bandage from her wrist and adjusted it with the concentration of someone fine-tuning an instrument. There was a lightness in the stands when fans, a blend of locals and traveling Filipinos, broke into applause at a particularly clever backhand. The crowd's warmth has been a recurring theme this week. Local support made the arena feel less like a foreign arena and more like a stage set for something meaningful. The WTA write-up noted how the fans buoyed players. A reminder that tournaments live as much in the echoes of applause as in the printed draw. Women's Tennis Association. Beyond the immediate joy of advancing, the match carried practical weight. Eala's run in Hong Kong comes at a fortuitous moment in the calendar, a late-season chance to pad rankings and confidence. Racing through the season, gaining points and experience, she entered Hong Kong riding a recent career-high ranking, a benchmark that signals both progress and expectation. Players in this part of the draw are thinking in dual timelines, the small time frame of one more match, and the long arc of a career that could bend upward with every steady outing. Her next opponent waited across the draw like a new weather system. Victoria Mboko, the promising Canadian whose rise has been characterized by flashes of audacity and raw athleticism. The pairing promises a classic contrast, Eala's composed construction against Mboko's kinetic energy, and the narrative practically writes itself. Will experience and crafty point building weather Mboko's youth and power? Will the crowd again play the role of a chosen extra player, nudging momentum with a chorus of cheers? These are the small questions that make a tournament rich, and Hong Kong suddenly feels, for Eala, like both crucible and canvas. Gulf News +1. There's a broader story here about patience and the art of accumulation. For young players outside the top echelon, success rarely arrives as a sudden explosion. It's more often the product of many tiny refusals, to give up a game, to wilt on a long point, to let one bad set become a season. Eala's path has been that, steady months stitched together by smarter choices, better footwork, and a growing psychological grit. In matches like the one in Hong Kong, the outward signs of progress are clear. A break converted, a second serve that holds, but the internal work is quieter. Learning to reset between points, to treat each game as its own universe. That practice, like practice on a clay court in drizzle, rarely makes headlines until it bears fruit. The round of 16 is one such fruit. CBN. It's also worth lingering on the young athlete's posture toward victory and empathy. Eala's post-match demeanor, respectful, measured, has become part of her on-court identity. In an age where every interview is clipped and spread, the simple act of acknowledging an injured opponent with warmth can hold as much currency as a highlight reel. Sport.